Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Welcome back to Balancing Unhinged. I'm your host, Amber Shah, the Shah of St. Augustine. And today we're going to dive deep into the current real estate trends. As you know, I'm a real estate agent and I'm also a wellness coach, but I wanted to go over what was going on in Florida right now because we do have a major shift. And in Florida, we have a special focus on St. Augustine and St. Johns County because that's where I live. So as we step into March 2025, the housing market is shifting crazy. We're here to unpack that and what that means for both buyers and sellers. Plus, we'll touch on how these changes can relate back to wellness and well-being. So, which that's important in our life, especially being so fast-paced. So let's check out what is going on in the Florida market. We are currently experiencing significant changes. For example, there's a builder here that builds a lot of houses called Lennar. I believe they might be like one of the top 3 in the whole country as far as developing builders. And they are reported as having the highest builder incentives this year since 2019. So what does that mean? If you were to buy a brand new house and say the house was listed for $400,000, or we'll say $500,000 just to make it easier. So if it's listed for like $500,000 and then you are buying a brand new build, so they go, okay, well, you're going to buy the plot that's here and then we're going to build the house for you. It's going to total $500,000, but when you close, you're going to have to pay like an additional, like maybe $20,000 in closing costs, maybe, right? So then for the builder, they go, oh, well, since this is our house that we're building and we're already owning everything here anyways, what we can do is give you an incentive and that will be a benefit for you. And Lennar is giving up to $50,000 in incentives per home. So, and that's just an example. It's crazy because they've been averaging 13% of home sales. And for a $500,000 or $400,000 home, it's over $50,000 in incentives that they would give you, like towards closing costs, but sometimes you have to use their own mortgage company and all that. But this comes as Lennar needed a soft start to the spring selling season because it turns out that particularly in Florida and Texas too, but increased inventory out here in St. Augustine, and it was reported in the Jacksonville area, we have like 6 months of inventory, and that's quite a bit because every month you're going to sell 1 month worth of inventory, right? So if you have 6 months worth of inventory, and then new houses are still coming on the market, so how is that going to affect things in the future? We want to know. So that has made an increased inventory and a decreased demand. Okay. So if there's lower demand and higher inventory, we have more supply and lower demand, then the price can go down too, because it's like elastic, right? So they coincide with each other. So when the home prices are falling and then the buyers need more assistance because if nobody's buying the houses, they go, why aren't you buying houses? Okay, here are all of our reasons why we're not buying houses. Okay, let's see if we can give you a reason to buy the house. So that's what the incentive is for. So they go, what if we gave you this? Would that make it easier for you to buy this house, right? That's an incentive. So, then looking closely more at St. Johns County in February 2025, last month, the median home price here was actually $512,000. So that was like a $512,000, sorry. And that's 6.7% up from the previous year. So we are showing like a 6.7% price increase. But is that because we have more expensive houses? I don't know. So, and then continuing, if our median home price in February 2025 was $512,000, sorry, 512,000. Yeah. And that was up 6.7%. The square footage price, right? Like in the house, some people will go by square footage, and that's what you should be going by because it can tell you like how much the whole house is going to cost, right? And the median square foot price around here was $249 per square foot. So we saw an increase in inventory for all different types of houses, 2, 3, 4, 5 bedroom houses in February. The St. Johns County homes days on the market are selling on average around 44 days. And then the most expensive homes in this area were sold in Ponte Vedra, near the Ponte Vedra Boulevard and the Ponte Vedra Inn and Club. But in December 2024, there were 18 properties in St. Johns County that went under foreclosure, and 2 of them were repossessed through a complete foreclosure. So what does that mean for you if you're considering buying or selling in Florida? Now might be the perfect time to explore your options and take advantage of some of these generous new builder incentives by companies like Lennar, D.R. Horton, and some of the other major builders that are around here. And for buyers, this is really a crucial moment. It's important to stay informed about local market trends and seize the opportunity to negotiate better deals. With more homes available, you have leverage to get a good price. Now, sometimes that is true, yes. We do have a lot of investors over here too. So there are some people that can afford to stand strong on some of these homes. Like I actually have a customer who was looking at a house that was refab, and they completely remodeled the house, which was great. But they have like some new houses in the same neighborhood that are brand spanking new, 100%, that are going for around $420,000 in the neighborhood. And they had listed this house for $425,000. We put in an offer on it for $360,000, hoping that they would want to negotiate and have some wiggle room. They literally wanted to like stand firm on a full price offer. That was like over a month ago. And now they've reduced the price twice, down $10,000. They literally didn't want to counter me because they wanted to stand firm and get like closer to their $425,000. So like some people want to be stubborn and unfortunate, but let's also consider the angle of wellness, right? So moving into a new home, it's not just a financial decision, but it's also about your overall well-being. So you got to look for neighborhoods that promote a healthy lifestyle, access to parks, walking trails, community resources that just enhance your quality of life, right? So I love this one neighborhood, Treaty Oaks in St. Augustine. And there's a community, it's got an HOA, but there's a gym and a pool. And then it's right next to Treaty Park. In Treaty Park, they have a skate park, softball fields, baseball fields, soccer field, football field, tennis courts, pickleball, basketball, dog park, all these things. Really beautiful place. I love it. So it's really a holistic decision when you purchase a home, right? Because you have to be like, okay, well, where am I going to go grocery shopping? Where am I going to go, to the gym? Where am I going to meet friends? Where are we going to go out for dinner? Where are my kids going to go to school? Stuff like that. And then on the seller side, it's vital to be realistic about your pricing, right? Because given the increased inventory, the homes need to be priced competitively to attract potential buyers. So like I'm saying, I'm like, this person that I'm working with, I was like, I mean, you're priced high, which is fine because a lot of people do that, like when they come out at first. But if you're not realistic, I was like, we submitted an offer to them and they didn't counter, and they were like, allegedly, we don't take your offer seriously. And I'm like, what, dude? I'm like, I spent a really long time writing it. So, I mean, you better take that seriously. But whatever, man. I mean, effective marketing and staging can help your property stand out in this crowded market. Like that particular house that I'm talking about right now, it was staged really nicely, actually. They had good staging going on there too. But understanding the buyer's perspective can be essential to crafting your selling strategy, right? So like my particular buyer that wants to buy this property is a set of grandparents that are trying to get a little bit closer to their grandkids. And they don't have the energy anymore to fix up a house. So they don't want a fixer-upper because they won't be able to do that. So, but, they also have the ability to pay cash for this house if so needed. I'm pretty sure we had a cash offer actually on that house. But then they're like, the seller thinks that they're getting taken advantage of, whatever. But I'm like, at least respond. Like, it's messed up not to retort. Like, it's a waste of all of our time, really. So let's not forget about the emotional aspects, though, of selling your home, because it can be stressful. I have a listing right now, and we have had it listed for a few weeks, and we literally have 0 showings, and I'm upset because it's a really cute house and I think it's well priced. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but just also, incorporating wellness practices into your routine, like mindfulness and meditation, right? So like if you're stressing out over selling your house, which I've experienced myself too, because also you never know, like if, something's going to happen to the financing or something. So it's tricky. And then if you could just, with mindfulness, I like to go through the 5 senses. I think that's the easiest mindfulness practice to do sometimes. Just stop and taste the taste in your mouth. And you can just like name it, right? So you just stop and taste the taste in your mouth. And then you stop and you listen. But you listen for 2 things. You listen for the closest thing. And then you listen for the furthest thing. Okay? And then you smell. And then you close your eyes and you look. What do you see when you close your eyes, right? And then you feel. So you can feel your skin. What do you feel on your skin? Cold, hot? Where do you feel it? But breathing also can help. Just deep breathing. I love the box breath. I actually give out these little things that have box breath instructions on them. It's inhale for 4 counts, hold the breath for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, and then hold the breath again for 4 counts. Looks like this. Inhale. I'm holding my breath. Exhale. Holding the breath. Inhale. Hold the breath. And exhale. All right. And that's box breath. So it's really helpful to manage your stress by being mindful of just what's going on in your day too. Noticing if you're drinking enough water and all that good stuff. So as we look forward to the future, what I anticipate, because there was a call that I was on recently where my broker was actually talking about how there was a report by several other people, many other people, reporting a decrease in showings and reporting a increase in no-show showings, which is super frustrating. Like imagine if you were trying to sell your house and somebody said they wanted to come see it. So you hurried up and cleaned your whole house, but then they said, never mind. Man, that is annoying. I mean, I've been in that situation though, like when I'm with a buyer and then the buyer decides for some reason that they don't want to go see the house anymore. I literally had a buyer where we were going to go see like 5 houses one day, and then they saw like the first 3 and they're like, I really don't want to see the last 2 anyways. Fuck it. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So then we ended up like, canceling it and all that. And it's annoying. And I had a friend who was selling her house and, similarly, she kept telling me that she hated having showings because every time she had a showing, she was really hoping to sell the house. And every time she had a showing, she'd be expecting to receive an offer after. And she had to keep cleaning the house. And she had kids and a dog and a turtle and a cat. and a lot going on in there. So fluctuations are likely based on the broader economic conditions, but I think that interest rates have been trending down, which is nice. Migration trends of people moving have been decreasing because there are a lot of people that are going back to the office and stuff. Even people I know here who moved to Florida because their jobs went remote. Now they're unremote, some of them, and becoming less and less remote is not as exciting for people who have gotten used to that. And some people have to move because they have to go back to work and stuff. So the local developments are also very busy here with new construction still, because there was honestly, like, we had a really big boom in new construction over the last three years. And it was really booming, but then supply had gotten impacted, which paused a bunch of programs and a lot of developments. And over the last year, a bunch of stuff has been rejuvenated, and a lot of these projects have been reinitiated and turned back on so that they are continuing to build. So again, with these new builders that are out here building because they bought all the land and they have all this material and they need to build now. If you're a buyer, it could be a great time to enter the market, because these sellers, they really should be a little bit more proactive in their approach to attracting buyers. So I know that I do all different types of promotion on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever I can, on social media. And then I post everything on YouTube and all that good stuff over here. But, you know, it's challenging as you get on with the sales process to get in front of more people that you don't know. So for buyers, before we wrap up, just a few essential tips for navigating this market effectively. For buyers, make sure you do your homework, okay? We got to research the neighborhoods and stay updated on market conditions. You got to look for areas that support a healthy lifestyle with access to wellness amenities, community activities, and nature. What's really great about St. Augustine and being so close to the ocean, we have a lot of sail and surf opportunities here, and outdoor trails and parks, and we have such great weather. The weather's starting to get better now. You got to look for some negotiation opportunities to take advantage of the incentives that are being offered. So get in touch with me if you want to look for anything specific, if you have any questions, because like I even have a customer who's going to be moving here from New England, and she's looking for a gated community with pickleball. So I'm trying to, call around and find a good one for her. So we're going to find a good one, and it's out there somewhere. So for sellers, you have to consider collaborating with a knowledgeable local realtor. Okay. So if you're, I know that a lot of people want to sell their houses themselves, and they feel like realtors are expensive. And believe me, before I turned into one, I felt exactly the same way. Cause I mean, it's like growing a vegetable or something, like your house is like your investment that you've been nurturing for so long. And, you pick a vegetable out of your yard and they're like, oh, give me part of that so that I can sell it for you. You're like, what? Anyways, so, I get it. I'm on your side, but the realtors, they know how to do research on the neighborhoods, the previous sales, to be able to understand where you're going to land. Okay. And then hopefully they're working also with a good broker, or they are a good broker, that understand the local market too, that can help you out. So pricing your house right and investing in the market can make a huge difference in attracting buyers. And remember to take care of your mental health during the selling process, because it is a big change and it's okay to get help. And make sure you talk to your realtor if you have any questions. But thank you for turning in to Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Balancing Unhinged. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe and join me next week for more insights into the ever-changing landscape of real estate and wellness. Next week, I'll have a special guest where we're going to be talking about motherhood and having a career. So I have a fun mom who's going to come in and talk to us about that. And we'll talk about our challenges and trials and tribulations through motherhood together. So I'll see you next week. And until then, stay balanced and unhinged. Bye.